Army-Navy game this Saturday. I've got a situation that is 44-11, 80% betting situation the last couple of decades, including an even stronger 18-3, 86% the last 7 years. That free winner with analysis and the system coming up right now. Hi, this is Steve Merrill, Wagertalk.com, right back here on Wagertalk TV, breaking down your Army-Navy game this Saturday, December the 14th, 3 p.m. Eastern, CBS National TV, standalone college football. Now, if you're looking for a best bet in the bowl game this Saturday, I do have one on my page right now. Check that out at Wagertalk.com. But we're breaking down a free play here. I'm going to give you that super situation as well, which has gone 44-11 the last couple decades. And that, of course, is courtesy of my friend Ralph Michaels at Wagertalk.com. In fact, I gave you this same angle a couple months ago on October 30th when Air Force and Army played. And that's to play the under in Service Academy games. And it has worked quite well over the past couple decades. Ralph pulled it up in the database. It's now 44-11 and one pushed using the under. Now, the average total in those games was about 46.5. It's come down in recent years, and the average score the last couple decades has been 38.5. So the question becomes, does it still work with these lower totals now in the 30s? Well, the short answer is yes. It's been even better the last 7 years. Even with the lower totals in the low 40s, high 30s, the unders have cashed an even higher percentage here the last 7 years, going 18-3-1 the last 22 times, and that includes that under between Army and Air Force, which I gave you earlier this season. That was actually a November 2nd game. I put that video up earlier in the week in late October, but that game was Saturday, November 2nd, and it was a low-scoring game. Now, the Navy-Air Force game did go over as one of those 3 overs earlier this season, but that was a little misleading because it was a 34-7 blowout win by Navy. This should be a very competitive game between an 11-1 Army squad and an 8-3 Navy Naval Academy squad. And both teams have been pretty solid defensively against the run this year. In fact, common opponents are very important in this game. Now that they're in a conference, AAC opponents, they played 6 common conference opponents, and they also both played Notre Dame. And the results were pretty equal across the board. So I do think this will be a competitive game, which should prevent a blowout from either side, which also helps the under because both teams will continue to run the ball as they do basically on every play. Now let's backtrack a little bit. One of the reasons the under works so well in these Service Academy games, and this, of course, we're talking about when Air Force, Navy, or Army plays, any combination of the 3. Once again, the under is 44-11 the last couple decades, including 18-3 under the last 7 years. The reason the under works is because all 3 squads run the triple option rush. They run the ball like 90% of the time, and when it's a competitive game, there's even less passing. They keep the ball on the ground. The other reason the under works so well is that both teams know how to stop the option because they see it all season long in practice. And this is normally why these games are so low scoring. And now let's look at the offensive numbers. Both teams run for about 5.5 yards per carry this year, but both defenses have been pretty solid. Now, on paper, Army does have the better rushing defense and a slightly better rushing offense also. They give up only 104 yards a game, 4 yards per carry against teams that average about 4.6. Navy giving up 4.4 against teams that average 4.4. But that is why we do see West Point as currently a 6.5-point favorite. And there's really no line value left with Army, in my opinion, because the look-ahead line a week ago at DraftKings was as low as 2.5. Other spots had a look-ahead line and open near around 3. Most spots open 4, 4.5, and now it's 6.5. One of the reasons, of course, is because Army blew out Tulane in the conference championship game last week. But I think that actually could lead to a little bit of a letdown. I know this is a huge game for Army-Navy, but for Army to just pull the upset like that in a conference championship game for the first time, and with Oklahoma on deck in the bowls, this is a possible letdown scenario. So definitely be cautious with the side in this game. It's another reason why I think the total is a better play. Navy 8-3 straight up should be very focused here. They beat Tulane also the week before. They actually beat that same Tulane team in the season finale, and they're set to play Marshall in a couple weeks in the bowl. So other than pride and being a huge game, which it is obviously for the Service Academies, there's really not a lot on the line here, which is why I think the side's a bit tricky. But I do like the total under 39. Now, the look-ahead line was as high as 40.5, even a 41. That was just a bad number. It amazes me that the sportsbooks haven't caught on to how the unders continue to hit. Yes, these totals used to be in the high 40s, even low 50s a decade ago. But as I said, even with the lower totals in the high 30s, low 40s, it's still 18-3-1 under the last 7 years, and I see no reason to vary from that trend. The trend is your friend here, and it makes sense. You know, whenever we're using systems, trends, or angles, we want to make sure it makes sense, and in this situation, it does. They use overall seasonal numbers. They bump them down a little bit, but they just don't bump them low enough, considering both teams run the ball every play, and they know how to defend the triple option. That is something that's so hard to bake into the statistics from the regular season. So take a look at under 39. under between the service academies now 18-3-1 the last 7 years. And once again, thanks again to Ralph Michaels for updating that database for me at Wagertalk.com. And of course, you can find Ralph's great work at Cal Sports LV on X and Twitter. By the way, if you'd like to get my personal best bets for this weekend, don't forget we had a 6-0 sweep last Sunday in NFL. Well, 5-0 in the NFL, one NBA winner, but a 6-0 sweep nonetheless last Sunday. NFL is really heating up, and I do have a strong pro football card this weekend. But as I mentioned at the top, my first bowl selection is available for this Saturday as well. There is a bowl game this Saturday, and I've got a strong client best bet for that game as well. Bowl special available right now at Wagertalk.com. The entire college football bowls and playoffs, the rest of the season. That's over 46 bowl games, playoffs, everything through late January for just $149. No promo code needed. Or if you want football and basketball in the NFL this weekend, I highly recommend trying out that 10-day all sports, all access special. Basically, it's a 7-day with 3 more days included for free. Normally 7 days is $99, but right now you get 10 days for the price of 7. No promo code needed through this weekend. $99 gets you 10 days and nights of college and pro football, college and pro basketball, every player released for the next 10 days and nights for both football and basketball. No promo code needed there either. Check it out. Those special offers are available on my page with details and most importantly, the daily free play. I post a free play with analysis almost every day of the week as well. So check that out also. Steve Merrill, Wagertalk.com. Hey, get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. Follow me on X and Instagram on social media at Steve Merrill, 2 R's, 1 L. At Steve Merrill on X and Instagram. And don't forget, comment below. I read the comments. I reply back. How are you attacking this game on Saturday afternoon? Side, total, what are your thoughts on this Army-Navy game? Also, if you're liking these free play videos, let me know, and I will keep them coming for numerous bowl games this season as well. Lots of free NFL content this weekend. I did several free NFL videos for Sunday, also the Monday Night Football games. So check those out here as well. Click subscribe and click that bell for an instant alert so you never miss the free play content when it goes live here on Wager Talk TV. And also, if you're liking the free plays, quick favor, thumbs up, like. Takes 1 second. Boom, you clicked it. That also keeps these videos coming in mass quantity. Once again, thumbs up, like, comment below. I read the comments. I reply back. And stay tuned here to Wager Talk TV. There's some more great free play videos coming up next.